Steve Jobs had his turtlenecks, Mark Zuckerberg has his gray shirts, Musk has, well, whatever he has, but Vitalik Buterin has the most extraordinary costumes. To prove once and for all that no one dresses like Vitalik, we are going to go on an epic rundown of all his most extraordinary getups for conferences. And before we do that, if you're into everything blockchain related, don't forget to click that subscribe button right now to keep our content coming to you on a weekly basis. Now, let's get on with the video. What would you wear if you were going to speak to hundreds of people at a very serious conference? Your best sneakers? Office shoes? Maybe even sandals? This is a picture taken at an impromptu conference that Buterin held in Argentina in 2021. The funny thing about this conference was that it was free and Vitalik only spoke because he'd given the Argentinian Ethereum community a deadline. He told them that he was impressed with their community and would provide them with a free speech if they could organize a conference fast enough. The 800 virtual tickets for the conference sold out in 5 minutes. You heard that right. 800 people signed up to hear Vitalik speak, and so he did, in slides. Try to catch up, Beyoncé! Now, one of the hardest things to do in tech is to build a unicorn. Vitalik and other co-founders of Ethereum managed to do just that, but they didn't just build a unicorn, they also built a unicorn that builds unicorns. Whether you like it or not, Ethereum is one of the biggest products on the blockchain right now, and it will become even more important in the future. Perhaps the knowledge of this fact is the reason why Vitalik sometimes shows up in strange shirts that depict unicorns. Doesn't he look just dashing here? Even more, sometimes he wears clothes that depict a cat in glasses on a sheep that just happens to be a unicorn. Also, there's a UFO in the sky and there's a rainbow. Well, yeah. Our man Vitalik doesn't just use his fashion sense to blow us away. He also uses it to push ideas that he wants to be discussed. The best example of that probably has to be the hard fork cafe shirt that he wore in this picture. Since Ethereum has been threatened by a hard fork several times, it only behooves our fashion icon to make a mockery of said hard fork as well. Over here at the Ethereum cafe, we eat hard forks for lunch, or we eat with hard forks. Anyway, you get the gist. Unlike other techies who don't have a keen eye for appreciating culture, Vitalik is exactly the opposite. He's never been scared of taking a few risks, and this picture shows it. This was also culturally appropriate as the conference was held in Mexico. Of course, one might think that the people at the conference would be offended by this, but they weren't. And on top of that, Vitalik also had shorts on. Vitalik doesn't only appreciate ethnic cultures, he also appreciates internet cultures too. That's obviously why he wore Shiba Inu pajamas to ETH Denver. This wasn't just a casual outfit either. For a long time, Shiba Inu holders have believed Vitalik to be the anonymous creator of Shiba Inu. Now him wearing Shiba Inu jammies simply adds more fuel to that fire. However, Vitalik has proven several times that he's uninterested in being a second Dutchfather. Now, since the beginning of crypto revolution, we had a series of bull and bear markets. While price analysis can predict when these markets will happen, they aren't a sure thing. Because they aren't a sure thing, people tend to look for other signs to understand the future, and yes, these signs include tweets and Vitalik costumes. When our philosopher Crypto King showed up in a bear costume at a conference, some people thought that he was inadvertently declaring a bear market and mandating a crypto winter. Others thought that it was just a really cool costume. Whatever it is, all we really know is that Vitalik showed once more that he was the crypto king of fashion and no one could upstage him even if they tried. In terms of tech, Vitalik is probably the furthest thing from a dinosaur. He isn't old, he isn't ancient, and he certainly isn't a reptile. Despite that, he decided to show up at a conference in a dinosaur costume. Why would he do that? Who knows? Why would he do anything? The event he wore the costume to was Ethereum, a New Era. We believe that Vitalik wore the costume to show that Proof of Work was a dinosaur and that would be its last appearance on the Ethereum market. Since the merge was successful and Ethereum is now Proof of Stake network, we could say that Vitalik's costume was right on point. Of course, this is just our interpretation of the magnificent fashion statement. Vitalik could have just worn it for the admiration and laughs it got. Now, on the flip side. Despite being a fashion icon, Vitalik isn't always showing up in rad outfits. Most times he just shows up in shirt, trousers, sneakers, and his trusty watch. Aside from showing up in the conferences like someone wearing a neat filter, he also always manages to look like a rare NFT. He's not the basic NFT that trades at the floor price. Instead, he's the Giga NFT that always looked distinct and unique. In the world of tech bros that look the same, rare NFT Vitalik is the tech bro fashionista we need. Now, which Vitalik outfit was your favorite? Or maybe we didn't even mention your favorite in the list. Let us know in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe to Dailycoin for more serious and not so serious crypto-related content every week. See you next time.